the generator is $23,450 for the siren that would cover the red area or the yellow area on the map.
What would happen with our existing siren?
We're gonna move those. The company, the Storm Sirens Inc. out of Norman, Oklahoma, they will bring new poles up and they will move those locations to, again, up by Lincoln Park Manor, or possibly, if worse came to worse and they couldn't get the pole in there because trees or whatnot, would it be possible, and again, I don't know, to run a power line to where the siren is now over to the generator also. And again, that's one of the questions that the Precision Electric, Royce Hilligeist, when we were out touring the communities, he asked me about that also. But again, my intent is to put it on a pole at Lincoln Park Manor. And then the electrical infrastructure work would be done by Precision Electric. So that would involve anything with the city or having to rerun wire, or if that could be a possibility, again, don't know.
Who would own or control the siren?
All the sirens would be, the ownership would be turned over to the county. Again, the repeater board would take ownership of those, and again, that $300 yearly annual fee that was discussed at the one board meeting would cover the facilitating of the maintenance or anything that would have to be done to that siren. And again, there's a 7-year warranty on the siren also, so some of us at that time will not be here any longer, so that will not be my headache anymore. But, again, siren lifetime is about 50 years, is what they say. So, in addition to the 2 sirens from 2009, I think was the number that I was told, then the new one that we have now, again, they would all be on battery backup. Richard Ansel is on the hospital board. I know he's communicated with Mr. Granzel about placing the siren there. And Steve is doing some looking, but he's all in favor of it also.
For existing 2 sirens,
Costing.
hospital and
The one right down here at the fire station. And again, the red or the yellow covers where that siren would cover.
So, are you asking for something tonight?
No, I just wanted to give you an update.
I knew we talked about this earlier, but
Well,
I
that's
just
where, we've talked about this, and
Yeah,
I knew
we
the
talked about
council
this
had
earlier
questions about
today.
locations, and then I had questions where the control's gonna, so I invited him, I said it'd be nice for you to come to the meeting, and I know there's questions about
I
that.
know we discussed this earlier today. I was just curious.
Yeah, I'm not
So, the
asking for-
city's not gonna be in charge of any of this after
No.
this gets switched over?
No, and again, there would be an MOU arranged, or paperwork would be done that would transfer ownership of the sirens. And again, those would be maintained under the county's insurance. Then also, God forbid, something happens to the sirens. But again, those would be insured by the county.
That sounds like a no-brainer to me.
And trying to make it pain-free for the community
Yeah,
as
it
possible.
sounds great.
So, any other questions?
I thank you for all the hard work you put in on this.
Yeah.
I haven't come yet forward with hey, I got the grant. So, again, I'm working on that with Hanson, and the other 2 grants were submitted, so
It's lining up nicely, I think.
hopefully.
Thank you, David.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Moving on, health insurance proposal. Scott Day is here with us with Day Insurance Solutions. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Appreciate you having me out. The drive through the rain was interesting.
Where are you from?
Topeka, Kansas.
Topeka, okay.
And I personally live up in Ozaki, Kansas. Up by Lake Perry. You ever make it that way?
No.
But, well, why should you? You got the beautiful lake you got here.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that's beautiful. I came out a couple weeks ago, I think it was, and met with Heather to show her this proposal. And it's called a Medical Expense Reimbursement Plan, and the acronym is MERP. It's a program that's being installed. I propose it everywhere I go, because we can improve your health insurance plan, but at the same time, we take your health insurance premiums and we start using that money, for your benefit, to keep your health care costs down. On a MERP plan, or let me say it the other way, when you're on a health insurance plan, you're just on this trajectory. In some years it's steeper, in some years it's, but on a MERP plan, we'll start seeing this. You'll go across, and sometimes you'll go down a little bit, you'll go across, you'll have a step up, and it puts us on a trajectory like this, because we manage your premium costs with some of your premium dollars. But let me get into it real quick. If you'll look at the page here, and this is the plan, and what I've done is in the gold, I've highlighted things where we bettered the plan, and then in the red are things that are not better. So I want to be very upfront with the give and take of the plan design. But what we're doing is, the employee plan is in the blue section. And so you currently have a $1,000 deductible plan, and you have an out-of-pocket max of $4,500. So that's a $3,500 cost share. This would be an improvement because you'd have the same $1,000 deductible, but we lowered the cost share to $2,750. So if the employees had a hospital stay, currently they would be billed $4,500, and on this plan they'd be billed $3,750. So that's an improvement. Your current plan has an 80-20. This would be 50-50. And so that's not a betterment. But if you have a heart attack, it's not going to matter. You're going to fly through the 20%. You'll meet your $4,500, and on a heart attack, you'd only pay the $3,750. And then some other highlights are, we took away, your current plan has a limit of 4 office visits on the $25 copay. I took away the limit. This would be unlimited, so if employees need to go to the doctor 10 times, they go to the doctor 10 times, it costs them $25. Your current plan, they can go 4 times, and that's per person in the family, and ours is per person, so it's unlimited doctor visits. But on your current plan, if they go a 5th time, it has to go towards their deductible and their co-insurance. And so the office visits would be a major improvement. The urgent care, in talking with Heather, the closest one that people tend to go to is in Salina, and they only charge at $25, and so we made our copay for an urgent care facility to be $25 to match that. The emergency room is an improvement. If they go to the emergency room, they'd only be subject to deductible. Your current plan has a $300, Blue Cross calls it a copay, but I call it a penalty pay, because if you go to the emergency room, you have to pay $300 first. It doesn't count towards anything, and then you still have to meet your deductible, and then you still have to meet your co-insurance on an emergency room trip. We eliminate that penalty, so you go in, you're still subject to the deductible, but you don't have to pay that $300 penalty. So I took that away to make that an improvement. And then on the prescriptions, I lowered the copays. You currently have a 15 for generic copay. I lowered it to 10. You currently have a $50 preferred brand copay. I lowered it to 40. And your non-preferred is currently 75, and I lowered it to 65. Now, you currently have a cap on your specialty meds. You pay 20% up until you hit $250. That's on your high-end meds, the cancer meds, the $5,000, the $10,000 a month meds. So you're capped at $250 on your current plan. On ours, we would make it subject to the deductible. So if somebody does have a $5,000 med, though, they're going to meet their out-of-pocket in month 1. And so after that, it's going to be 100% paid. So that is the other change on the prescriptions. Now, you probably don't have anybody taking those type of meds. So I don't foresee it as being a problem where you're taking a benefit away from the employee. And then the other thing we added in is chiropractor. And your current plan does not cover chiropractic except for it's subject to deductible. We would cover chiropractic unlimited at a $25 copay. And I did look, Heller Chiropractic here in Lincoln does take Blue Cross Blue Shield, so they're already in the network. So your employees would have easy access there. And then if you have area chiropractors who do not take Blue Cross, they're out of network, we still cover the chiropractic to the employee as only a $25 copay. So chiropractic, no matter whether they go in network or out of network. Now what's the difference? If you go in network, Hiller's going to file everything to Blue Cross, and then they're going to file it to my TPA who manages the Merck plan. If they're not out of network, if they are out of network, we don't have to file it to Blue Cross because they're out of network. We just have them file it to our TPA who's managing this plan. But the blue section is the employee plans, and those are the highlights of the plan designs. And this is your plan. I built this plan, and then I made some tweaks off of Heather's suggestions. We can build this plan to be whatever you want it. I mean, but I just want to give you that idea that this is the city's plan, and we build a plan. I mean, you don't have to take all my recommendations, but we build this plan, the blue section. I mean, and so I wanted to show you the improvements to the employee plan. Now, how are we going to save money through this plan over the years, and what's different about this plan? This plan is still with Blue Cross Blue Shield. We're using Blue Cross Blue Shield on this plan. It's just that Blue Cross is in the black bars on this page. Blue Cross is a $6,500 deductible. Okay, so if we have that heart attack, I told you the employees are going to fly through their co-insurance, and then Blue Cross is going to pay 100% of everything above $6,500. The city, we are taking part of your insurance premiums and we're putting it into a claims account, and the city is responsible for the difference between the employees and Blue Cross, which is $2,750. That's the orange section. So we are diverting part of your health insurance premium dollars into a claims account held in a bank here locally in Lincoln. And let me get to, so I can see the deer in the headlights of it.
I did the same thing.
Yes, you did. But we will get you to how it works. But this just outlines the 3 levels. There's the employee plan, the orange is the city's claims account, and then the black is the Blue Cross plan, which pays for everything. There are network, and there are plan, and they are the primary insurance carrier under this. Now I got you totally confused. Let's flip the page. Now this is very transparent, because currently your renewal is coming in. If you accept the Blue Cross renewal for December, your premiums are going to $12,329. That's the top bar, the renewal plan. Now that money goes out the door. It goes to Blue Cross, and it's forever theirs. It doesn't matter if you're a top-notch healthy group. It is their money. So that's money you're planning on sending out, but you'll never see it again. Now what we're doing is we illustrate, and Blue Cross and United Healthcare, they do all the same things. They have their fees, they have their TPA fees, they have their network fees, they put part of your premiums into a claims account. They do all the same things. It's just, we're gonna do it here locally and manage it, with a third-party administrator. But part one is the umbrella policy. That's the Blue Cross plan. It's a lot cheaper. It gives us what I call spread to be able to do these things. But now, you're only gonna send $9,113 to Blue Cross. Okay, that money still goes to Blue Cross. But the rest of your premium is going to be managed and goes to pay TPA fees and stuff like that. Part two is my TPA fee. The TPA is out of Great Bend. It's Freedom Claims Management. They have two sets of fees on here. The first one, part two, is a set fee. It's $47 per employee. And that is a little higher than normal because that includes my compensation. The $47, I get 21 of that. So I am compensated $21, and that is part of our being upfront and showing you all the costs. Part three is your claims fund. So part of your premiums are going into the claims account. And then part four is their market management fee. It is based on a percent of savings. If you have a high claims month and we're not saving a lot of money, that fee drops. If we have a low claims month and you are saving a lot of money, that fee rises. So that's a floating fee, but it's based on 20% of savings. So if you have very low claims and most of the money is staying in your claims account that month, that fee is 20% of the savings. So that is a fee that rises and falls. This is just projecting, a normal utilization. Now, parts 2, 3, and 4, you're going to be billed from Freedom Claims for that. And so this is one difference in your current process. You will put those three, parts 2, 3, and 4, is a bill you get from Freedom Claims, and you will pay your own bank account. You have the option to pay it and send it to Freedom Claims. They're just going to put it in a bank in Great Bend, Farmers Trust Bank in Great Bend, and it's going to be your account. It's got to be your account. So you're going to own the account. It's either going to be in Great Bend or you're going to house the money here locally in Lincoln, which is what I recommend. Help your local economy. But you will be billed that, and you'll send $9,113, and the total cost of our proposal is $12,185. So it's just slight savings on the overall, but most of my savings comes at the end of the year, which I'll show you here in just a second. So we built this to be slightly less than your current renewal, so we have some premium savings. And then we're going to be putting money into your claims account.
So, let me ask you a question. How do we get from Blue Cross wanting $12,229 to accepting $9,000?
You renew with the new plan.
And what is the new plan?
It's that $6,500 deductible.
Basically, they're changing Blue Cross Blue Shield to a higher deductible, and then they're gonna take the extra premium dollars and administer it instead of Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Gotcha. All right.
Have we got a quote from Blue Cross for that? That is the quote.
So basically,
Blue
the
Cross
main,
and Blue Shield is aware we're having this meeting tonight.
the main advantage I see here is that we have the possibility of carryover dollars in Duncan's account. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, your part 4 is 15%. I said 20, but it is 15% of savings. And then one thing I need to highlight that takes away from my savings is they do have an initial setup fee of $750, which that will be added onto your first bill. It goes on the first bill. You just put it into your bank account, and then they will take it out. Now, you'll go to the next page. I won't spend a lot of time on, yes sir.
Real quickly on that implementation fee, that would be on top of that $12,185 then? That's the totals, 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yes. Well, that's your first month's premium, and so, yes, you'd have the $750.
But that's only for a year.
One-
That's
yeah.
a one-time.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Why am I here? Because we have good actuarial numbers. This is the actuarial table. On a group this size, we expect 2.25, 2.21 to fully max out, have the heart attack, the stroke, or whatever, car wreck. We expect you to have 2.21. There's 31 total members at the top, and we expect 16, a little over 16 and a half of them to have less than $500 worth of claims. They're just gonna have doctor visits, they're gonna have,
In a year's time,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, that's how you're basing it on. a
Yes.
year's time.
Mhm.
Okay.
and you can see we'll have 3.4, that will reach the $1,000 deductible. Because they're gonna have claims between the $1,000. Once that's met, the city will start paying because the employees have their deductible to meet. So you won't pay on a hospital stay until that's been met, and then you start paying 50% with no insurance with them. And our break even is, I call that a high number, it's 9.5. That means we'd have to have 9.5 people fully have hospital stays out of the 31, and that would break us even. We would not have enough money if we had 10. And I'll get to that here in just a second. I try to show you everything, the good and the bad. If you'll go to this sheet here, the gold spreadsheet. Okay, the fund proposed is the rates that I've shown with the savings. You'll see there's the fixed fee, the reserves, the umbrella, that's the Blue Cross policy, and the total premiums. You'll go all the way to the right. You'll see how much we're putting into the claims account. It's $6,633 for a single, 7 singles for the year. 5,000, it all adds up to that 28,966. I don't know why they present it this way, but the 4605 is the percent of savings. That's the 15% projection. So that comes out. And so we are funding $24,361 into your claims account throughout the course of the year. You'll see 42.18. That is 42.18% funding of your maximum liability, which is right above the 42. If everybody on the plan had a hospital stay, it would cost $57,750. That's the maximum liability. So everybody on the plan had a hospital stay, the liability is $57,750. We funded $24,361. Now, my goal is to get you always over 40%, because we expect you to spend out around 25%. It usually falls 20 to 30%. So I use 25% as the expected number. There can be bad claim years that would top a 40%. That's why I put it at 42%. I want to cover a worst case scenario. But we expect 25%. That's 25% of that 57,000. The 58,000 there. So we expect you to spend out roughly probably about 14,000 in claims, and we funded 24,000. Now then you're going to get to how I use this to manage your fees going forward. So next year comes, and we got 10,000 left in the claims account. Let's say Blue Cross goes up 5%. That's the umbrella policy over here. Those numbers are going to go up 5%. But now we're $10,000 ahead of what we were last year, because we're starting this year with 0. We can take that 10,000 and I can lower the amount that we're putting into reserves. So we get a rate increase from Blue Cross, we have 10, hopefully more. I mean, if we have 10,000 in the claims account left over, I don't need to put a full 24,000 in again, because we're at 10,000 already. Now, my goal is to get you creeped up to around 50%. I like for all my groups to eventually settle in at around 50% funding, which would be 50% of the 58,000. So I would eventually like to get you up to around 29,000. But because we have monies left over, we're able to lower the reserve amount to offset the increase from Blue Cross. And, year one, we have no rate increase. Or we have a rate decrease. 85% of my groups get a rate decrease in year two. I mean, most of my groups do get a rate decrease. Now, the ones that haven't are my really small groups I have on here. I've got some groups as small as 6 on this. It just takes 1 or 2 people with them. But I was able to take the claims account and offset a 39% rate increase from Aetna on one of my small groups, and we were able to knock it down to about 12%. Because the claims account is in there, and we use that to try to offset. And so that's why I say it puts us on this trajectory. And sometimes we'll have a decrease. I've got Dawson Place in Hill City nursing home. I've given them 3 straight years of rate decreases. We've done really good with them. But this will give you the idea. If you're concerned about the 42%, we also show we could fund this at your current renewal. We could just match your renewal rates. That's the bottom section here. And that would bump up the claims account to $26,100, which is about 45.19%. So, if you have any concerns about funding or anything like that, we illustrate. I just want it 40% and above. That's my recommendation. We want to fund for the worst case scenario. But any questions on that? On how we use the claims account? And see, that's 24,000 that used to go to Blue Cross, because they put that money into a claims account. It's just they keep it. They use your money to offset other sick groups around. And we will still have some of that because we're still with Blue Cross. It's a health insurance plan with a $5,500 deductible. But the difference is there's far fewer claims goes against those plans. Blue Cross doesn't pay a dime until $6,500 has been spent. And so the rate increases on the $6,500 deductible plans are way less typically than a traditional copay. No, it's $1,000 and you have $3,500 co-insurance.
Yeah.
Oh, it's $1,500. Oh, okay. I didn't highlight the $1,000 deductible, so.
And then it goes to 80/20. I just talked to Blue Cross Friday. What I got out of our meeting is basically the money that goes into the savings accounts of the bank accounts for all Blue Cross and Blue Shield companies or anybody that uses them goes into a bank account now, and you don't, whether you use it or not, it's there, you don't get it back. If we have it in our own bank account, there is the worst case scenario where we would have to pay out the difference to the
That $57,750. That's the maximum liability.
in there, so we're talking about the difference of that. Or there's a chance of not having a nuclear event, as we called it in our meeting, and we'd have some money still set aside. Right now, we don't ever see that money back again. It's a risk. It's a gamble, but. And where do the $6,500 out-of-pocket expense come from? Is that's standard what they do, because the temporary company of Freedom Claims, and with the fees, they make our deductible down to where it was.
it's actually a lower deductible. If yours is 1,500,
Yeah.
I've lowered
you
it
brought
to
it down to
1,000.
1,000.
And I didn't highlight that. That's another benefit.
So, the money that goes in our bank that we don't pay to Blue Cross,
That's
That
what plays
goes
the
to them.
difference. That's, no,
It,
it goes
it
there.
goes into your bank account. Okay, you'll get two bills. You'll have the Blue Cross bill for the 9,100, and then the difference, you'll get a bill from Freedom Claims for 3,000 whatever. You'll deposit the 3,000 in your local bank here.
right?
Freedom Claims will take out their two fees. Okay, they'll take out the Part 2 and the Part 4, because that's owed to them. And then they leave the claims amount in there. That's for you to be able to cover the claims and stuff. Now, a claim comes in, and let's say we need to spend out $500 because somebody had x-rays and, you know, whatever. They will email Heather saying we've had, and they do this, they check for claims every week. I mean, it's a weekly basis. We may not have claims for 3 weeks, but if there's claims coming in, they will email Heather and say, we need to spend out $500 to cover, you know, whatever the procedures were. And then this is the only added to Heather, is she has to reply, yes, take it out. And then they pay the claims to the doctor, to the hospital, to the lab, whatever it
That bank
is.
account is the difference in the deductible.
So the employee's still gonna have a 45.
No, they're gonna have less.
6,000.
He brought it down to
It's gonna be
1,000.
3,000 deductible and 3,750 out of pocket.
Okay,
So the employee is responsible for 3,750 versus the current 4,500.
Basically, Lisa, in a nutshell, what they're doing, they're raising the deductible. The employee will pay the first 57.7% of that deductible, and then the city will pay the rest. So the city is assuming liability for part of the employee deductible
Yes.
in order to get a better rate out of Blue Cross Blue Shield. So the employee wins on this plan versus what we currently have, but the city assumes a greater risk because we're now on the hook not only for premiums, but for part of the deductibles should they be needed. That's what it comes down to.
Now, the deductible is still the employees, but the city kicks in with the co-insurance, everything above the deductible. So, any questions about this sheet?
Kind of like rolling the dice, but if we don't have any claims, the city wins. If we do have claims, then we don't win,
Well,
basically.
you don't win if we have 9.5 hospitalizations. 9.5 is our break even
Out of 31.
out of 31, which,
31 is that employees, like employees and.
and
spouse?
their dependents, yeah.
Okay,
But the employee's also gonna pay more than 50%, right?
On the lower cost, how that works is if you have like an $8,000 procedure, you're gonna pay more. It's around, I think it's around 11,000 that everything equals out. They pay the same at 80/20 as they would at 50/50. So, you know, on the lower cost stuff, yes, you're right. Because if it's a $1,000 deductible and then they pay 50%, well, if they're going to pay half or more up to that 6,500. They're going to pay more up to the 6,500.
And then once that,
But once that's met, then everything's paid at 100% by Blue Cross. And there's some benefits. I mean, the preventative care is still covered by Blue Cross, so the Blue Cross plan, even at the 6,500, still pays 100% of preventative services. So men going in and getting, you know, their physicals and colonoscopies and stuff like that is still 100% by Blue Cross. Women on the pap smears, mammograms, well woman exams, that's all covered by Blue Cross. So we still want to encourage, we really want to encourage people to go get their preventative because it doesn't cost the city a dime on preventative services. And so 100% of that is covered by Blue Cross on the preventative. Now then, we'll go to this sheet.
On the medicines
Uh-huh.
that are subject to deductible,
Yeah,
Is
the
that just-
specialty meds.
is that just like the cancer meds that you were talking about? That's not like,
Well, there's a lot of specialty meds out there. I mean, like Humira is a $6,000 a month med, and it's not a cancer med. I mean, it's,
so how would we know what meds are or not covered? Do you have a list, or?
It's
well,
Blue Cross and
it's
Blue
Blue Cross's formulary.
Okay, so if Blue Cross,
Currently covers it, they'll currently still cover it.
okay.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages of sticking with Blue Cross. I mean, because I looked at United Healthcare with this plan too, but they were slightly higher, and so when that raises my costs, I mean, to get the same 42%, I have to raise the premiums a little bit. But especially when you're currently on Blue Cross, I really like to keep you with Blue Cross because it takes away all the anxiety of, is my doctor in network, are my meds covered, all of that stuff. It'll still be the same. But if somebody's taking Humira now, I mean, they're only paying $250, and they'll keep paying that. I mean, $250 every month. They're still going to pay, what's 250 times 12? $3,000 on that med, versus ours, they're going to pay $37.50, but then it'll be 100% covered from it. So that is a trade-off. I mean, ours looks worse on the specialty meds, but it's only really $750 difference.
Okay.
But if you're on that type of specialty med, you're gonna have enough other medical expenses going on that you're gonna
Yes.
meet your,
Mm.
you're gonna meet your deductible long before the end of the year on.
Yes. Okay, I have found some definite advantages and disadvantages to this program. As I mentioned, you have freedom to build the plan that you want. I mean, we have total control of the plan designs. We can build any plan design that'll meet your needs, and we can even make mid-year plan changes. I mean, if we need to raise the deductible because we're having just tons of claims, we can do that mid-year. Now, they'll charge you that setup fee again because they have to file the documentation with Department of Labor and IRS and file your summary plan description with the government. But we have that kind of control. I mean, this definitely is one of the big advantages of why I present this. It puts us in the position of controlling your costs. I mean, we just don't take the rate increases anymore. I mean, you'll see the trajectory, down, across, up, across. You know, we have a great year, then it goes down again. I mean, it puts us on a stair step versus an incline. You'll get utilization reports because all the claims have to go to Blue Cross. They're our repricer. We're using their network, and then it goes to Freedom Claims Management. So we'll see that your employees use the emergency room 10 times. You know, because it'll say, you know, have the emergency room at Salina, Lincoln, and we don't see their names. It's all HIPAA protected. But you will know how your claims dollars are being spent, where we don't currently. I mean, Blue Cross keeps all that information. I mean, even groups up to 100 don't get that information. So now, and I typically will set it up to get a quarterly report. I mean, we don't typically need to look at it each month. I mean, but we'll get a quarterly report, and you can see, you know, that we spent $5,000 at Lincoln Hospital, but I like that. I mean, I like seeing where the money's going. Big advantage is now a portion of your premium is going into your claims account to pay claims. That's $24,361 that's presented. This is your money. You have total control of it. 2 to 3 years, you got $34,000 sitting in there, and you decided to do away with this plan. It's your money. You're a government, so you have not been taxed on it. You get to put it back in Now, I do recommend that we set up a separate account for this. I mean, it shouldn't be just in there with your general fund and stuff like that. But we set up a separate account with your current bank, or you want to do business with a second bank, or, you know, whatever. But it should be a separate account, but it is your money. So if 2 to 3 years you decided to spend this, that money is yours. It rolls back into the city's coffers. And that's a big advantage, if you ask me. I can use any insurance company. I looked at United Healthcare and Blue Cross. Aetna was high. But if in 5 years Blue Cross is getting up there and we know they're up there, I can look at other insurance companies, United Healthcare, Aetna. I can even use some small group self-funded plans. But my goal is to manage your costs. And so if that black bar, that umbrella policy is getting real high and it's driving our premiums up, we need to take a look at it. And I do this anyway. I mean, each year I quote a high deductible just to see where we are. Because my goal is to manage your healthcare dollars. I mean, we want to get you in a trajectory where you're not just increasing every year. This provides long-term plan design management. Let's say we do have to change insurance after 5 years, and we go to United Healthcare. The blue bar, the blue employee plan, that all stays the same because we created the plan. So typically when you change, if you go from a Blue Cross to United Healthcare, things change dramatically. I mean, deductibles are different, co-insurance is different, the doctor visits are different. I mean, now all we're doing is swapping one $6,500 deductible plan for another. Employees will get a new card, but the plan stays the same. So it gives us a long-term plan design management. Compliance, we will do all your federal employee notifications. I talked to Heather about that. You guys do it now, but I asked Heather, I said, do you have proof if the Department of Labor comes in and audits your health plan, do you have proof that every employee every year has gotten their federal notices? Probably not. Giving them out with the pay stubs and all that. We give them all out, and then we require the employee to sign I call it a receipt, and it says, I, Joe Smith, received all these federal notices on this date, and we make a copy of it, and it goes into the employee file. And then that way, if the Department of Labor comes in, because all of these things have huge fines, every one of them has a fine. I mean, just the ACA Summary of Benefits of Coverage is $2,000 per employee fine. I mean, that's just one of them. So we will take care of that. It comes with the employee packets whenever we do enrollment, and the employees sign if they receive these. COBRA management, currently Blue Cross does not do COBRA, and they won't on this plan. But Freedom Claims Management will. It's free of charge. We'll do the COBRA for you. Because currently, Blue Cross, I think you have to download their COBRA form off their website, and then Heather has to send it out. She has to track it. She has to make sure they get it. We'll take all that away. I mean, we'll do the COBRA. Freedom Claims Management is a TPA. They do self-funded plans, and they pay claims. One big benefit of that is if your employees do go out of network somewhere and they have a huge bill and it's going to be $25,000, they will, on behalf of the employee, will negotiate with the hospital to get that bill lowered. I mean, because they pay claims and they do this on a daily basis. So the employees will get extra help if they do screw up and there's a big out-of-network claim. I mean, instead of them trying to talk to the hospital and argue, I mean, Freedom Claims will do that on their behalf. There's a couple portals, one for the city and one for the employees. And then I am located in Topeka, and Freedom Claims Management is in Great Bend, and there's currently, and I think this number's gone up, but 28 cities and county governments, and I have a list of some of those. There's quite a few in this area that are actually already on this. Now the disadvantages, okay, the employees will now carry 2 insurance cards. They have to carry the Blue Cross card, which says $6,500 deductible, And that is our primary insurance. Everything goes to Blue Cross first, because they reprice. I mean, if a $100 office visit, they'll come back, Blue Cross says, we've negotiated it to $70. So everything goes to Blue Cross first, but then the employee benefits. The blue section is managed on the Freedom Claims card. So they'll have a Freedom Claims card that says $25 office visits, the prescriptions, you know, the chiropractic, and they're the ones who manage the lower deductible, the $1,000. So to the employees, it will be initially more of a hassle until we get them used to it. And I come out and I will meet with your employees and explain this on Blue. And I also go out to your providers. I mean, I'll go out to Lincoln Hospital, I'll go out to the chiropractor, I go to the pharmacy, and I go out and I show them how this works. The employees will get a card, will get a sheet that has the two cards that says primary, secondary. If they'll take that in the first time, it helps alleviate. But I take that sheet out to all your local providers and I explain it to them how to file the claims. And so it usually goes pretty smooth. I'd love to tell you it works perfectly, but I cannot. I'd be lying to you. Because sure as shooting, the employee goes in, they only give them the Blue Cross card, they forget to give them the Freedom Claims card. I'll get a call, hey, my insurance ain't covering nothing. That's true, because Blue Cross doesn't pay nothing until $6,500's been met. But when they tell me, I filed it, and then the doctor sent me a bill, I already know what happened. They filed it with Blue Cross, the Blue Cross EOB came, the doctor gets the EOB the same time that the patient does, the doctor then bills the patient. I already know what's happened. So I have to tell your employee, you need to give them the Freedom Claims card, they need to send it to Freedom Claims, and then they get an EOB that says they owe, you know, the little amount or no amount, the $25 copay is all they owe. But I've done this a lot. I mean, I'd love to tell you it works perfectly. I mean, I had a big doctor office in Topeka that I went out and sat down and explained it to their main billing person. She quit about a week before our plan started in Topeka, and I mean, we try to plan, we try to prepare. I mean, Freedom Claims will send a letter to all the local providers as well as me going out and meeting with them. But they do get two cards, and that will be perceived as a hassle in the beginning, and unless they, you know, if everybody's nodding their head, yes, they understand, take two cards in, will be good. I mean, but there's always somebody forgets something, so I won't tell you it works perfectly. The other disadvantage is what I call a nuclear event. Everybody has a hospital stay. We funded $24,361. And if everybody has the hospital stay, your exposure is $57,750. You would be responsible for that difference, which is $23,000. Now, I'm here to tell you that never happens. I mean, you never have everybody hospitalized. But, I mean, the actuarial, that's why I include that actuarial table. That's what we expect to happen. And we expect it to come in at around 25%. But a bad one, probably the highest I've seen has been a 30% claim here. I mean, I've never seen a 40%. But I always prepare for one. I mean, I'm anal. It's your money. I want us to have I want you to know that I'm looking out for your health plan. I want a long relationship built on trust. And so I try to show you the goods with the bads, the risk, and all of that. Questions? I show this to everybody because it works. I mean, it does work. I mean, when Obamacare came in and rates were going up, I was like, I'm going to be out of business. Because all I was showing employers was 10% rate increases. I mean, and I've got a home health agency in Salina. I mean, they got about 50 employees on this, and they were going to drop their health insurance. I mean, and we're into the third year of this. And same way with Dawson Place over in Hill City. They were gonna drop their health insurance. I had them on traditional, fully insured traditional copay plans. And Dawson Place has been one of my big success stories because we've had nothing but rate decreases. Now, they've been a pretty healthy group. I mean, having, as you said earlier, having good health really helps. I mean, if you got 9 people on your plan you think are sick or have cancer, we probably don't want to do this. But Heather didn't think you had that much. And she said that you've been on a HRA before, and it works pretty good except for all the claims. This is technically under the same laws as an HRA. It's under Section 105 IRS code. The difference is, in an HRA, the employees had to pay the whole cost, and then they had to bring their bills to Heather, and then she had to reimburse them out of the claims account. Okay? Big hassle. Big hassle for Heather, I'll tell you that.
It actually wasn't Heather, it was the previous city clerk, but I was.
Okay. Now, what we're doing is, it's the same under the Section 105, and you're putting money into a claims account to pay employee claims, same as an HRA. It's just that with a medical expense reimbursement plan, we can build a copay plan. And so we pay the doctors. We don't have the employee. All they do is pay their $25 copay, because it's $75, and we pay the difference, the $50. So we are paying the doctors direct. To the employees, this will look and smell like health insurance, traditional health insurance, except they got 2 cards. But it does work, and I looked up some of the, okay, in this area, City of Stockton is on this, City of Ellis, La Crosse, Smith Center, Abilene has been on there. They're a little bit bigger city for a long time. Some of my personal cities are Chautauqua, Wellsville, Waukegan, Harper. They're all on this. Chautauqua and Wellsville have been on it 3 years. Waukegan and Harper just came on this year. But I will say with Waukegan, I went out to all the local, and I did not have one call, not one call, of claims not getting filed properly and stuff like that. I mean, and they're about exactly your size. I think there's 16 employees. And then some counties around here, Rice County, Ness County, Smith County, Ricks County. I personally have Elk County on this. But it is a situation if you're wanting to try to control your health care dollars and budget easier versus always adding a percentage increase. I mean, this plan has been, in my opinion, remarkable. I mean, I love this plan. Still deer in the headlights? Questions? Something I went over too fast? Or? And I try not to talk. I took more time with Heather because we had the time. But I know you're in a, so I try to fly through still.
So how long has Day Insurance Solutions been in business?
2003. I was a school teacher for 16 years before that.
So if we wanted to do it for a year, we could do it for a year, not, there's no,
No contracts, no.
there you go, that's what I was asking.
Nope. I do that purposely. There's broker firms out there that'll make you do a 2-year contract and all this. I told you I want to build your trust. I don't do that. If you want to get rid of me in 1 year, you get rid of me in 1 year. I mean, I bank on us doing a good job and saving you money and putting you on the right trajectory. But no, there's no contract. And you're on Blue Cross, so if you want to go back to Blue Cross, you just do it at your renewal. I mean,
I think it saves us money, I don't even know how to do it.
gonna be a deadline for the decision.
Have you, we're talking to Bill is wanting to get the renewal paperwork by the 15th, which is
Oh,
Monday.
Monday.
The 15th, Monday. To start the,
Now, that's, they want it by,
they want it by then.
they'll take it whenever you give it to them.
Our new plan does not start until December 1st, our enrollment year. But I know they will need it no later than the end of the month to get caught up.
Yeah, because Blue Cross is slow.
So you said you based it on 42% and you've never seen 30.
No,
Right.
I've seen 30. I've
You've
never
seen
seen 40.
Okay. So you based our plan on 30% and never seen, or you've never seen.
I've never seen 40, but I always build the plans to fund over 40.
I got
I mean, I
So the,
because
yeah.
I don't want to be a liar to you, and
And say, hey, sorry, you lost money.
yeah.
I mean, I understand how it works.
Mhm.
I mean, everybody stays out of the hospital and we're all doing good. There's no way it can lose, right?
No, and then the only way you lose is if we have that 9.5.
Right.
I mean, so, and we expect 2. I mean, we're going to expect 2 of your people to have full-blown hospital stays. I mean, we've already, that doesn't do nothing to our projections.
Right.
Heather, I silenced you. And I can leave for discussion. I was just going to hang around for questions, but
Council?
Well, I like it, but I'm probably a little less risk averse than others.
Me too.
I know this is the approach of more and more organizations are taking when it's the hospital going similar type of thing to different agencies. And I think it's worth taking a turn for a year and see where we're at. We're looking at a $30,000 liability, things go way south, but we're looking at some good savings over many, many years if it goes good. So I would move that we touch this place this time.
Second. Any further discussion, Council? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Noted. Thank you.
mhm.
Thank you
And
for your
I'll be
time.
getting with Heather to set up employee benefit meetings. I come out and we'll go through, I mean, sometimes if it's an all-day thing, I'll meet with them one at a time if need to, or we can get a group meeting. But the key is education, and I'm real adamant that we educate your employees on this, and then educate your providers too. But if Lincoln's already on something like this, they're going to be used to it already, so. All right, well, thank you
Look
very much
forward to
for your
working
time.
with
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Mhm.
Moving on, rec board resignation and appointment. Elizabeth Sheldon with the county resigned, a couple months ago, I think, wasn't it? July 11th. And their recommendation is Jim Mack, and I entertain a motion to put him on the board.
I move we put Jim Matz on we approve the appointment of Jim Matz to the rec board as the county representative to replace the seat vacated by Elizabeth Shelton.
I second it.
Any more discussion, Council? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Welcome aboard, Jim. Got his work cut out for him.
I'll see the rest of it.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see him no more, what
I was
is
gonna say,
it?
he moved back, now he's on everything.
He'll do a good job. Land donation for park. lot south of 923 North Fifth, and then it's got tabled last month. I'm gonna state my opinion on this is we've got a wonderful park in the city that's big, that we know, got wonderful playground equipment, and my parents made me walk to the park to go play in the park, so I don't understand why they shouldn't walk to go to the park. So, and we can afford the mow too.
I appreciate their thoughts.
No, I agree with that.
With that will come more mowing, and then you're looking at the
Playground equipment.
playground equipment. Funds
And it was a very nice gesture.
it was a wonderful gesture.
It was a very wonderful gesture. So do I need a motion to? Only for a park.
Not only that, but you'd be looking at lighting.
Yeah.
I think we've got to put some lighting in there and
There'll be some big money involved that I don't think we all thought of, well, especially when I started looking at how much playground equipment costs. Oh, no, yeah. So do I have a motion?
I so move.
Have a second?
Okay.
Any more discussion, council, on the lot donated? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving on, City Hall stonework, request bids.
Okay, let me kind of give you a little information. We kind of scaled this project, or I'm proposing to scale this project back. I think what we need to do is to look at the recut project from the first ledge on the side of the building, which is about 3 foot off the ground, all the way around the building. Unfortunately, the mortar between the blocks is good lime mortar, and then as a decorative piece, they put Portland cement bead, and those two do not adhere well over time, and they're popping loose all over the building. It's worse down low, which is why I'm saying I think we need to do something about those now. But eventually, we're gonna have to do the whole building, because it traps water in there, and that's bad for the stone, bad for the mortar behind it. But also, in consideration of Kelly Larson's work to get this as part of a historic district, and would make the city hall available for restoration funds to the Kansas Heritage Foundation. The whole project, the big project, that can be approached in, hopefully with some grant money to take care of it. We have budgeted 30,000, I'm thinking that 10,000, probably a lot less than 10,000, will take care of this portion of the project. This will get our worst case taken care of, and so I proposed a letter here. I'll be glad to coordinate information for anybody that's got any questions from the potential contractors. And I've also included there, Heather's put in a list of the contractors that have been approved by the Kansas Heritage Foundation. So I'm thinking we'll send this letter out to everybody on this list, request bids, and see where we end up.
Sounds like you got it covered, Jack.
And this worked a little bit, a few times before, so I'll put that into a motion, that we use this letter, send it to the contractors listed.
I asked for a second.
Second.
Personnel, new hire.
This was originally a budget, topic that he, said we would all research, and that was from Cory Larson's emails. One of them being the intern opportunity for GIS system. Well, we don't have a GIS program, so I didn't feel that we were really at the point to try to get an intern without any more research for a program. The other email was about our apprenticeship program. It was Kansas Work, and I tried to research it, but when you click on it, it wants you to enter your company and put your job description, and our job description is traverse, I guess I want to say. We don't have just a lineman or a water operator, sewer operator. Our job description is maintenance worker, and they do everything. They mow, they use the streets, they do line work, do all the above. So at this time, I'm not sure that apprenticeship program would really help the city. And then somebody would have to write a job description. We have a job description, but it's very vague as far as for that apprenticeship program. So at this time, and as far as the budget for 2018, there's really nothing in there for new employees. 2019, me and Jess had plans for possibility of 2 employees, so there's room in 2019. I did, however, forget to put Jenny as major 6 months, and I forgot to put 6 months evaluation, but I figured she's a new hire, and I passed around her evaluation, and I would like to recommend that she gets the standard 50% pay increase for passing her 6 months training period.
I will be approved 50% 6 months raise to 7 more days.
I'll second it.
We need to have them hire full-time, taking all of these positions.
Yeah.
Maybe not from that. That's
Yeah.
full time. Okay. And
No,
we'll
I'll
second
do
it.
the
We'll second by you. Any more discussion, council? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving on, water and sewer, utility rate.
This was also requested. This was also requested to be put on at the September meeting, following the discussion of the water line project. I put in the package their current rates, and it shows, the last water rate increase was August of 2012. And then I also enclosed our sewer rates. That was last raised in September 2000. With the residential rate being $13 and the state average is $26.25. In order to apply or even come close to acquiring any grants, we would need to meet the state average. As far as the sewer. As far as the water, we are in line. We are still in the average.
There were discussions, I'm not sure when, about a new sewer machine. Is that still, that hasn't happened yet, has it? No, it hasn't. And that was a $40,000 piece of equipment, is that accurate?
That's close.
What, what are we bringing in on our sewer fees currently?
The water and sewer customers, water is around 700 customers, and we're about the same for the sewer. Now, depending on the rates,
Right,
there's so many residential, and then you have this whole list, and
Right.
depending on,
Commercial,
well, it's not just commercial, it's,
all the other.
there's multiple,
So if we take that 13 and say raise it to 15 for nice even round numbers, that would be what, 1,050?
I would guess there's 500, I want to say 550 residential, if I was to guess.
So that's what, 65? You said how many?
I'd say
550?
550 is the number.
So 500 would be, at $13, that would be 650 or 6,500, excuse me. So we're at somewhere around 7,000 a month on that, plus, so, what, 10,000 a month? I think that's reasonable for the city.
Let me just go pull our last utility going. I want to say it might be just a little more than that.
But isn't that on your paper here, your fund status report? Isn't that showing what you take in sewer?
Yeah, that shows last month, 9117.
Sewer, $8,827.
So if we were charging even the state average, we could pay for the sewer machine pretty quickly. Well, if we, so, if we had a 50%, if we even close the gap halfway to the state average, does that put us in line with where we need to be for grant applications? How close to the state average do we need to be?
You have to be at state or above, or you start receiving marks on points. I can't tell you the exact
Okay.
thing.
Okay. So basically, they're saying, we're not gonna write you a grant if you're not even charging market rates for your service.
Correct.
Okay.
The last water line project that we did was in 2010 and 11, or was it 9 and 10?
I think the wells were done in 10 and I think 12 was when the water public was 2 years after that, I believe.
We had to do a 3-tier water rate increase over 3 years. And we had to implement in 3 years to get up to the state average. And we had to basically say we were gonna do it and sign off on a contract that we were gonna do that to get it.
That would have been your last water increase.
12 was the last year. Because it went from $10 to 12 to 14 to 16 on the base rate plus the increase on the other.
So it's been 18 years since we've had a sewer rate. So if we had kept current with keeping our rate in line, we would have more than plenty of money to have bought the sewer machine and paid for the repairs that we just had to do and all those things. Yes, so So if we even did, if we closed the gap halfway to the state average, that would be a 50% rate increase, which would net an extra $4,400 a month, which would pay for the sewer machine in 9 months. And then we can start putting money away.
Yeah,
But,
not going to be popular.
well, it's not popular, but it's also not popular to wait until we have an infrastructure crisis before we move, and then we're at a third of the state average. We need to start closing the gap, at least in my opinion.
Now, the sewer fund does generate enough to contribute to the general fund every year. So,
Yeah, but we could do a sewer project right now if we wanted to. I mean, we could.
Right, we still got the one that we discussed with,
Yeah.
Paul Eaton on the.
I don't wanna say we're on the hot seat, but we're still, we've got issues.
But again, if
We're
you,
putting Band-Aids on
if
things.
you move that instead of just one lump sum.
Right,
you need
gradually
to start on
versus, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, something to think about because,
it needs to be done.
Well, you know, the other side of this is a 50% increase is $6.50 a month. It's not like we're doing a 50% increase on the electric rate, you know. So 95% of people aren't gonna notice $6.50 a month.
And when it comes to,
he's
it's an
not
answer,
doing
well,
it. Don't know this.
but we talked,
But they're not gonna scream about it.
but we talked about here, doing something with the swimming pool, and we were gonna add $2, just $2 to every bill, and
yeah, and there was a meeting upstairs with
That's
100 people in it.
But that's for a swimming pool, that's not, I mean, I
I know.
would much rather keep the sewage away from my house than have a swimming pool.
I agree, but
How much increase did the city have to do the water? Because they had to raise their rate 10,
We
it's
went-
compatible for the.
we went from $10 flat increase to 12. And then it had increased the penny per gallon over the 1,500 gallons that you get with the 200 cubic feet.
Over 2 years, we went from 10 to 12, 14 to 16.
Right, so the flat rate went up $2 each year, so it was a significant increase.
It went up, a third.
Well, and that's also a rate per usage, this is just a flat,
This is a flat rate.
so you're
A
not,
lot of cities do it by usage. I prefer you don't do that.
no, then, I mean, how do you measure that?
They use the water usage, but then you have to take the summer versus the winter, and sometimes you can't read the meter. If it goes down, and you have to find the average per customer to give them a rate.
I think staying with our current system is the best, but we,
It's easier to budget.
yeah, and, well, the long and short of it is we have to start taking action on this, because someday we're gonna have to. Look what happened the last time the rate was increased, did you guys notice that? They set it in 1980 and didn't touch it for 20 years, and they went from $5 to $13. So if we keep sitting on it and waiting, we're eventually gonna have to do something like that where we're doing a, you know, that's 160% increase overnight.
I agree, but I'm still looking at, the water system is not contributing anything to the general fund, and the sewer is.
I didn't do that this year because this water line project,
Right.
that
Oh,
grant,
okay.
that is
Without
why
the-
I didn't. do it.
Without the project, how much do you think?
30
30?
is what I
Oh,
was
okay,
gonna,
okay.
that is specifically why I didn't do
Okay.
that, because of that
Gotcha.
meeting.
Well, if we know we've got problems coming, then let's quit transferring it to the general.
We don't have to transfer the 15.
I mean, that, I'm talking about in the future, if we're gonna raise rates to build up cash to deal with
The
issues.
utilities also subsidize our general fund.
Well, I understand that, but, okay, so say we leave the transfer at its current level. Okay, so then whatever increase we make goes straight
Correct.
into reserves for future projects on the sewer system. But we could get a large nest egg there very quickly, so that when we do have sewer issues, we're not having to go, write grants and figure out where we're gonna come up with the matching dollars, who we're gonna borrow it from, because we've already got it.
We already have the sewer problem.
Right, it's just not, not running in the streets yet.
What would you think about a more modest increase in both sewer and water? Because we got some big projects coming up on water, and it's not done with any, even after this project, it's not done. So, like maybe a $2 increase on sewer and a $2 increase on water on the base rate.
I mean, I'm not against it, I think it's gonna end up being a larger cost to the user, because the water rate's not a flat rate, correct?
That's true, well, on the first 200 cubic feet,
Right,
yeah, so that's still gonna be just a,
right.
So be the $2 on the
So,
plate.
and
unless
then-
we wanna
Yeah.
increase the 100.
And then it's how many,
Over. It's 350 for a 100 cubic feet over the first 200.
So basically, it's 3.5 cents
And
per
I think-
gallon.
okay, so you were thinking about increasing just the 16?
Well, I think we need to increase both. I mean,
Up
this
to
is,
8.
it's been 6 years since we've done anything with that.
Yeah.
We're definitely don't have the same expenses in the water department that we had 6 years ago. So
No.
I'm thinking $2 on sewer, $2 on the first 200, and 50 cents on the 100 cubic foot. And I think we need to do this on a more regular basis.
Yeah, I think,
But smaller steps go down easier.
I would be in favor of doing the $2, but going ahead and setting it up to be repeated for the next 5 years. So it's $2 per year for the next 5
On the
years
sewer?
on the sewer only. Leave the water just at one time, but do a $2 per year for the next 5 years on the sewer. That's still gonna have us below state average. And
What'd
the
you
state
say?
average can go up.
When was the sewer last raised?
2000, 18 years ago.
18 years ago.
And like I said, the last time, it got changed in 1980 and didn't get changed again until 2000. And they went from $5 to $13, I'm guessing because they had problems.
Yeah, yeah. That's, we always change rates.
Right.
Yeah, the lagoon, that's what it was.
So it would be
We had
better-
the state average then.
It would be better if we could get ahead of it, because we got bonds coming out our ears these days.
I agree. That sounds good to me.
Okay,
Leave the water and
so, yeah, raise the water $2 for the first 200, 50 cents for each 100 after, and then raise sewer rates $2 each year for the next 5 years.
Okay. Now, this doesn't happen because you said it. What happens next is we rate ordinances. Are you with me, Dan? And it will have to be presented at the next meeting.
That's fine.
Is that a motion? It's gotta go in a motion.
Right.
It
Well,
still goes for.
no. This is discussion. After the ordinance signing.
That's when that
We
is.
don't need a motion to request an ordinance.
Probably.
Well, you will have a motion to adopt the ordinance after you look at the rates that have been suggested
I don't,
at the next meeting.
we would
So
need a
you don't-
motion for this.
you don't need a motion for
Conversation.
this?
No.
No motion for that?
No, it's conversation, it's discussion.
Okay.
Well, I mean, a motion to prepare one.
Yeah, you can do that, yeah, that's probably should be on the record.
I think we should.
I do too.
You wanna move it?
Sure.
I'll second.
Any more discussion, council? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? More paperwork, Dean. There you go. Finance, utility transfers to general fund.
As I said, we typically do our utility transfers at this time of the year. I did not schedule anything for the water due to the water line project grant that we applied for. Light, I scheduled $125,000 from the light fund to the general fund. Sewer, $15,000, and solid waste, $3,000, for a total of $143,000.
Would it be better to leave the 15 in the sewer fund, or would that throw the budget clear off?
Come on.
I mean, would it,
The general fund's really hurting right now.
okay,
We've had to do a lot of mowing. No, I mean,
and it keeps raining?
yeah, the general fund is a little bit in trouble. Okay. And if we're gonna do this increase, I think we'll,
We've kind of broke.
okay. Okay.
I move we approve the utility transfers, 125,000 from light, 15,000 from sewer, and 3,000 from solid waste.
I second it.
Any further discussion, council? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Airport project, or our project update, Kinder Morgan right-of-way consideration. Explain here, the engineer, and you talk.
Well, only the one item that came in that was, we haven't figured out why and what it's for. But we will. Not a major item. I think what others had in mind on the agenda item was the renewing discussion about the structure. And, that was handled in a way so as not invite additional expenses on the, runway construction. But we might be past that, I don't know, I haven't talked to the Clay, in recent weeks, so I don't know where that stands. So I don't know, confidence in taking the direct.
I think it's been seeded, something like that.
That was the next step.
I didn't see it.
It may be drowned now.
Maybe you're on it now, but it's seeded. That's all I know. Anything else, Dan?
Well, there's been a recommendation that we're going to do now for 10 years, and I guess I should update that and see if that's as good as it's going to be as far as the recommendation is going to be.
Nuisance report.
I can get the date on that, but number one has been finished. Number two, the finishing, the city is finished down. The city did 32, that was just recently done. 33 and 34, that's been removed. And 41, I'm looking on the report now. I got pictures Friday, I need to get the report.
page 20.
Okay.
Well, that's the same one that's on line 17.
That's
They haven't been receiving the letter anyway.
No, because it was going to, address in Great Bend, but
This will change maybe.
when you came in, here's a call and you have a Virginia address. It doesn't mean they can't come home and not. But we do have a new address.
How many properties are you having now?
Well, that's
Other
the
than
one,
the six.
the one we're talking about right now, the city just mowed it last Friday. I didn't get the date on there. But that's one property with the woods, like, I think it's like 6 of them in the mowing.
Oh, yeah. Right, it's something for down here.
Yeah, well,
It
that's
says,
the number.
yeah, it's, probably because it's on this year's report.
Or
It's
long,
on in a couple months.
or long, it'd be cheaper just to have clay come and ground up the whole city.
Well, all right.
Well, whatever it takes.
Run it off.
From it all. 41, that's a lot. That's a
Well,
lot.
that's the one that's 15,000.
Now, it's mostly due to mowing.
Yeah, weeds.
But they'll have to cut the street from the list that we did now. That's a lot of junk.
As you can see on the list, the city mode and there's several dates, that's what Jeff was talking about. We could have made the list longer, but it seems easier to put most of it.
Anything else on nuisance report?
No.
City official report, city attorney.
I don't have anything other than what we talked about.
City clerk. City superintendent. Governing body, Lisa. Second.
One comment or question maybe I'd like to throw out with this mowing stuff. Do you think there would be any value in consider to free up the city crew to do more important things, to maybe consider for future years to look into some of the vacant lots that are pretty easy and straightforward to mow, and maybe start contracting some of those out? Do you think that would be a smart move?
We could do some numbers on it. You wanna pick the easy one away?
Well, basically, I'm thinking, I don't think we wanna turn somebody loose with a mower in the cemetery to mow down headstones, but if we could take some of the burden off of you guys by doing the things that are wide open and off the beaten path and that kind of thing, and maybe free up some crew to do more important projects, I don't know, just a thought.
We could put the numbers together and look. I think, he was coming here with the budget, hopefully. That will not happen. It's been a while since we had
Some more training. I mean, as far as, if you hire a couple guys, then you know it's sooner or later. I mean,
Right.
they get trained as far as the drum.
yeah, when the phone rings and there's a water leak, there's mowers stop and or a power pole or whatever. I mean, I'm just going,
just, it seems like our list of problem properties that get added to the mowing burden every year continues to grow. That was
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that was a thought, and we definitely want to have city employees doing those, so I don't, just a thought.
Nope, I'm good. I know you got the story, so I'm gonna say my thing first. Tony Jensen, she brought, I was gonna bring it tonight, but it's so heavy and it was raining. The plaque for Jerry's deal is beautiful. It's all gold plated, or bronze plated, I should say. So I'll bring it at the next meeting, but she wanted to make sure the project follows through.
Well, I was really happy to do it, and it's trying to do it.
I don't know, we'll see, I guess.
Who needs sleep, right?
I was actually gonna go down to the ball field today and see how much water was running, was there a lot running onto the, because it wasn't pouring.
Yeah, it's been a good program.
Because I kinda wanna work that into fixing because when we get a major downpour, that's when it washes the field out down there. So it jumps the curb, and that's where they wanna put the gate. So a lot of that concrete's gonna have to be tore out anyway, so I wanna fix that problem with. So that's my game plan, but as far as numbers and what we're gonna do, I won't. I will have something next meeting, so, but I would like to get it, I know she wants to get it done before the next ball field, because it's like, I think on the volume it says dedicated in 2019, so I think hopefully the city can help us getting it done by then. So, that's all I got, Jack.
Seeing as how this is October, I thought you might enjoy a haunted house story. So there's a small town, and on the outskirts of town, there's a large old Victorian house, two-story. Nobody's lived there for years. Half of the windows are broken out from kids throwing rocks. Roof leaks in other places. And it basically looks like one good shove with a pile of rubble. There's 3 families that live in the town that are good friends, and they just happen to be the families headed by a Rick Mason, a lawyer and a druggist. And each family has a teenage daughter, and the teenage daughters decide that in order to prove how brave they are, they're going to go spend the night in the haunted house. So they go down and they pry open the front doors that's been nailed shut, and they get into the front room, and there's a very large staircase, and the 3rd step up from the floor is a casket popped up on its end, and it's kind of leaning against the wall there. That kind of creeped them out for a while, but they were determined they were going to spend the night, so they rolled out their sleeping bags and broke out the munchies, and were sitting there chatting, and the town clock strikes midnight. The casket begins to vibrate, and then it begins to wobble, and it clunk comes down 1 step. And of course, the girls scream, and they grab their gear, and they run home to their mothers, and their mothers don't believe a word of what they're saying. But they goad their mothers, well, if you're so brave, you go spend the night. So the next night, the mothers go. And they're just getting settled down to a long night of gossiping, and town clock strikes midnight again, and the casket begins to vibrate, and the casket begins to wobble, and clunk, it comes down a 2nd step. And the women scream, and they grab their stuff, and they run home to their husbands, and their husbands don't believe anything they're saying. They say, well, you're so brave, you go down there and spend the night. So the 3rd night, the husbands go down. They set up their cots, and they break out the brewskis, and everything's going pretty good. Until the town clock strikes midnight. And the casket begins to vibrate, and then it begins to wobble, and clunk, it comes down the final stair. Only this time it continues to clunk, and it's making its way towards the front door. The brick mason, he takes a step back, and he says, my God, we've got to stop that thing. The lawyer takes a step back and he says, if it gets into town, it's gonna terrorize everybody. The druggist takes a step forward, reaches into his pocket, whips out a box of Luden's Wild Cherry and says, I'll stop that coppin'. I move we adjourn.
Do I have a second?